Good evening, guys. I hope you are well. Hi. It's been a moment. We've had topics about the stallion and Milagro, and I'm going to get right into it. As you can see, I am still wearing my Christmas jumper. Why? Because it's freezing. In the UK, we just had something called Storm Grotto. And I hope you can hear me. We just had something called Storm Gorotti. And I will be honest with you, I didn't realize it was going to be this cold. I thought it would just be the usual rain and, wind. But, well, I guess I was wrong. We are back today again because we've had two major updates. I thought it would be a quick one, but I had to do some summarization, some reading, and some cross-referencing back to American law to be able to come and give you guys what I do best on this channel: the tea, summarized, straight to the point, no extras, no BS. Yeah, as you may probably know, having watched my previous videos, you will realize what my biases are. My bias is the truth, and the truth, in my opinion, happens to be on Megan's side, because according to the law court, she has been able to successfully argue 3 cases: defamation, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and intentionally spreading deep fake about someone, which 2 of which are civil. The third one, honestly, to me, Milagro should get a criminal charge for it, because that is just unacceptable. There is no reason that should have happened. I can't think of any reason in relation to commentary this type of thing should have happened. But yeah, that's my opinion. So yeah, meet me on the other side. If you like my content, continue to like, subscribe, and share, and let's get to it. If you're new to my channel, I have my laptop on my lap right now, and that is what I'm going to be looking down on as I talk to you, where I have all my notes. I don't have as you can see, this is like a chilling room. I don't have a recording space, but I like the energy in this room, which is why I tend to record in here. So if you see me looking down, I am looking at my notes. Right. So let's talk about the 2 bombshells. I will start at a high level. Milagro's last lawyer, one would argue best lawyer, Jeremy McLemont, has formally resigned from this case. He has not formally requested to be removed from the case. So here is what I think happened. I believe that, yes, he's finished with the trial, all of which he did for free, as with the other lawyers. He's done. Doesn't owe someone anything. Last week he filed an appeal notice, which I talked about. I didn't talk about it. I posted it in my short, and Milagro was given time, actually, to respond to the post-judgment injunction, the permanent injunction request, which she wasn't able to do. Now, I don't know, from what I've heard, even though I can't see it, Jeremy McLemont asked for an extension. I think either Jeremy asked for an extension on her behalf. I don't know what's going to happen now that he has formally resigned from the case, but let's see. He may not file it, he may file it. If that happens, I will summarize it for you. Yeah, so where we are today. The second thing that also dropped in the docket, and shout out to Document Things for making this available to us. Thank you so much. The second thing that fell in the docket today was another amicus brief supporting Megan's motion for permanent injunctive relief and post-trial posture, with a clear explanation. I am about to walk through what this means for both parties, legally and practically, based on the research I've done. And yeah, let's get to it, guys. So, as I said in my last video, this is not about this. Yes, while we saw Megan's team release the list of potential trial costs at that point, which were rejected, not because Megan is not going to get her coins. Let's keep it 500%. The judge said they were premature, and she's right. An appeal has been filed. There's still the post-judgment motions to go through. There's a potential appeal depending on how the judge rules. So all that cost is adding up. So she's telling the judge said, relax. Let's finish the case, then we can talk about cost. Let's continue. So a quick summary of the case for those of you that are new here. The jury has already found, and I've already spoken about this, the jury has already found Milagro liable of promoting sexually explicit AI-generated deepfake of Meghan, cyber stalking, and the intentional infliction of emotional distress. We are now in a post-trial phase where Meghan is asking the court for something more powerful than damages. Again, we've seen Meghan with endorsement deals popping up all over the whole place. She doesn't need Milagro's money. A permanent injunction to stop further abuse. This new filing is not from Meghan's lawyers alone, mind you. It is backed by an heavyweight amicus brief by Roberta Kaplan, one of the most respected First Amendment and civil rights litigators in the country. From what I've read, she was also the person that got E. Jean Carroll her win against Donald Trump for rape. This is not some small player. Let's talk about it. So here are the core arguments. Deep fake porn is not free speech. I think we can all agree. Kaplan makes it very clear. The First Amendment does not protect conduct that exists solely to harm. And this is important because everybody all over the internet keeps on invoking free speech, free speech. The amicus brief dismantles this argument brick by brick. It compares sexual deepfake content to revenge porn, non-consensual sexual imagery, cyber stalking products, speech integral to criminal behavior, none of which you are protected, by the way. The key line of reasoning, I love this. When speech is used as the weapon, it loses constitutional protection. This isn't about opinions. This is about using AI to sexually impersonate a person without their consent. Florida law already criminalizes this. The anti-deepfake statute and the cyber stalking laws. A jury already found Cooper crossed the line. And let's be very clear. We all know, at least at this moment, we all know that Milagro did not create that deepfake. She spread it. But that is still a crime, which is why I personally want Milagro to be persecuted. And I hope that they're able to push for that as well. Milagro, you need to go to jail. Now, here is the second argument from the filing. The jury's verdict changes everything. I said this before in a previous video. Kaplan emphasizes this is not a hypothetical future harm. This is not pre-trial speculation. This conduct has already been proven at trial. And why is this important, guys? Courts are extremely cautious about restraining speech before liability. But once the jury finds the conduct unlawful, the First Amendment shield is gone. Are you content creators listening? Because this affects all of us. The brief states clearly, an injunction issued after a final adjudication of unprotected conduct is not a proper restraint. A prior restraint. Sorry, guys. Translation for you guys in simple English: the Constitution doesn't protect behavior that a jury had already ruled as illegal. And the third core argument: cyber stalking is conduct, not expression. Boom. This is one of the most powerful sections, and guys, this was beautiful to read. And I think this is very powerful. This is something that can be used against all these bloggers that obsess over celebrities, Tasha K, all of you. This is what they can use against you. This brief explains that Florida's cyber stalking law 1 regulates behavior, not viewpoints, not commentary, and not journalism. Key legal standard: repeated, malicious, targeted, causing substantial emotional distress, serving no legitimate purpose. The jury found Cooper promoted the deep fake knowingly to thousands of followers as a part of a course of conduct, not a one-off post. This is critical. The court is allowed to look at the entire pattern and not isolated tweets. And this includes likes, amplification, reposting, and encouraging others to view the content. Again, content creators, streamers, all of you, are you paying attention? Kaplan points out that Cooper admitted at trial that directing followers to her likes would bring attention to the deepfake. That admission locks it in legally. So Milagro is fucked. Excuse me. Core argument 4. Injunctions are the point of these laws. Yes, exactly. Why take her to court and do all this if the aim was not to get her to stop? Florida law explicitly authorizes injunctive relief for deepfake abuse, injunctions for cyber stalking. The legislature anticipated First Amendment arguments and still wrote the statutes this way, meaning this is not judicial overreach, so it can't be argued. This is exactly how the law was designed to work. Kaplan does warn the court, without an injunction, victims win lawsuits but lose their peace. That was incredible. That was utterly devastating, because this is the point, right? Okay, imagine that Meghan, yes, she won the case. Imagine she won millions of dollars. Imagine she won millions of dollars, but Milagro could still go and talk about her. So what was the point of the lawsuit? What was the point? It's like Tasha K. Tasha K is owing Cardi B money. And you would think Tasha K would keep quiet and leave Cardi B alone. But she's still talking about Cardi B, isn't she? And let me also add, because I did some research about the post-trial impact to Meghan, I wanted to show you guys how this will impact both Meghan, the plaintiff, and Milagro, the defendant. So if this injunction is granted, Cooper is legally barred from repeating this conduct. Any future violation becomes a contempt of court. That means fines, sanctions, and potentially jail time. This also protects Meghan during an appeal, prevents ongoing reputational and emotional harm, signals the court will not tolerate AI-based sexual abuse. Are you people hearing? This is about control and safety, not money. And this is for the clowns that thought Meghan was doing this for cash. And shame on all of you, frankly, for not understanding how dangerous this behavior is. Shame on all of you. And the post-trial impact for Milagro. Milagro's trial attorney, as we've mentioned, has kaput. And this is obviously very clear that Milagro is broke and is unable to keep up with the bills. And if this injunction is granted for her, her online activity becomes legally restricted. Any violation could fast-track enforcement. Appeals become harder when the conduct continues post-verdict. And this is a good time to mention that Milagro went on Tasha K, who was basically flaunting and taunting the fact that she was only charged 60K at that, 59K at that time. We ain't got it. And she still had the audacity to mention Meghan's name. Crucially, the courts look unfavorably on defendants who keep harassing plaintiffs after the trial. Milagro. This will undermine her appeal credibility. So that appeal that she went to go and file, I don't know who she's filing it for. To me, I think it was just Jeremy doing his part before he exited left. Increase sanctions, strengthen Meghan's enforcement options. So let me close with this. This amicus brief and this trial, this whole thing, this continues to be a warning to all of you. It sends a message, guys. It says, all you, like I said, influencers, bloggers, AI abusers, citizen journalists using harassment as content. The warning is simple. You don't get First Amendment protection for sexualized digital abuse. And courts are now saying it out loud. This case moves beyond the verdict, guys. It is setting a standard. The law is intended to stop harm and not just punish it after the fact. And if this injunction is granted, it changes the rules for everyone. As it should, because it still remains baffling to me how many of you cannot regulate yourself. You don't have to like any of these people. Nobody is asking you to. But many of you lie, spread misinformation, intentionally amplify abuse against these people as if they're not human beings. Why? And the funny thing is, when some of you get this same treatment, maybe you get dragged on social media, or or people come back at you, you throw tantrums. You get upset, you get angry. It's not fair. It's not fair when you get a tiny taste of the things that you do to others, but you don't have any qualms doing it to others in the first place. This is a warning shot. And I hope you are all paying attention. This is precedent. Keep playing.